Glenn Quagmire has survived everything from plane crashes to dating disasters that would break most people. Whether he's being poisoned, beaten, or totally embarrassed, he somehow keeps bouncing back. Today, we will be counting down the wildest times Quagmire got destroyed, and still managed to say giggity like nothing happened. Number 4. Lost his manhood to a shark. It all began when Joe picked up a speedboat from the police impound lot, kinda like snagging a slice of pizza right out of someone else's hands.
Hey guys, guess who's got the keys to a speedboat just sitting down at the station?
He invited the guys for a water skiing day because nothing says male bonding like the potential for aquatic disaster.
Who's up for water skiing?
Hell yeah!
All right! Yeah, let's do it!
Oh, that sounds amazing. I love boats.
Trouble began the moment they tried launching the boat.
You gotta cut to the right.
No, it's counterintuitive. You gotta cut left.
I know.
Peter was driving, which is basically like putting a blindfolded ferret at the wheel.
Stop looking at us!
After exhausting every known method, and one that was clearly invented mid-brain fog, Peter did the most Peter thing imaginable. He drove the entire car, trailer and all, straight into the ocean.
You know what? Screw it.
Everyone was hyped for some high-speed aquatic action. Everyone except Cleveland, who hates seawater. First up to ski, Quagmire, the man, the myth, the walking HR violation. Unfortunately, he wiped out almost immediately, and because Quagmire lives by cartoon physics, he landed right into the mouth of a shark, because of course he did.
What the hell? What? Oh God!
The guys rushed to pull him back aboard. That's when they realized something was missing, something important.
Quagmire, are you okay?
Do I look okay?
Quagmire, wrapped in a towel, looked down and screamed like a man who just lost Wi-Fi in the middle of a very personal live stream.
Oh my God, Quagmire lost his penis!
Peter, ever the problem solver, waved a blue flag to warn other boats.
All right, we gotta let all the other boats know. What is it again? White flag for friendly, black for not friendly, blue flag for penis loss?
At the hospital, Dr. Hartman told Quagmire, "You're lucky to be alive."
Well, Mr. Quagmire, you've had quite the nasty shark attack. Luckily, you'll be okay. But you're going to have to learn to live without a penis.
Understandably, Quagmire had a meltdown. "My life is over," he cried. Peter tried to cheer him up by showing a viral video of himself failing to launch the boat like a soggy disaster. Not exactly comforting, but definitely on brand.
At least you're not this pathetic guy who couldn't get his boat in the water. Have you seen this? You should take his wiener. He's clearly not using it.
Stop looking at us!
Back at home, the guys did their best to lift his spirits with a new laptop, complete with parental controls, National Geographic bird documentaries, because nothing says healing like watching penguins flirt.
Look, I appreciate what you're trying to do, guys, but this is a disaster. You don't understand what that penis meant to me. We did everything together. Absolutely everything.
Eventually, after some soul-searching and probably a few uncomfortable showers, Quagmire rediscovered a childhood passion, ventriloquism.
As a result, I've rediscovered an old hobby I used to love as a kid, ventriloquism.
He even invited the gang to his big debut at the local theater. Peter offered congratulations while secretly thinking, "Please don't make me sit through this puppet show."
Getting excited. Now I gotta go to this thing. Ah, bite me! Laughing already just thinking about it.
Turns out the show was just a cover. Mid-performance, Quagmire broke down and began venting through the dummy.
You want to know why? Because I can't do this anymore. My life is over. I tried to adjust, but it's impossible.
Tears were shed. Hugs were given. Peter even delivered a surprisingly heartfelt pep.
You want impossible? Try eating local pizza with a guy from New York.
You call this pizza?
We do here, yes.
Back home, Quagmire's dad showed up to lend some emotional support and brought along Grandma's old sausage prosthetic.
Is that your...
Yes, Glenn. It's my penis.
Finally, at the hospital, Dr. Hartman performs surgery. Several hours, one creatively sourced transplant, and an ocean of malpractice. Later, Quagmire was somehow reborn. Number 3. Quagmire nearly dies trying to save his sister. In Season 10, Episode 3 of Family Guy, Quagmire ends up in the ER after an unfortunate incident involving self-choking while trying to appear seductive in his living room. Hey, even experienced pilots can stall sometimes.
Holy crap!
Oh my god! He must have autoerotically asphyxiated himself!
His sister Brenda shows up to take care of him, accompanied by her seemingly loving but disturbingly unhinged boyfriend Jeff, who is so insecure he even gets jealous of her own brother.
Oh, Glenn! Oh, thank God you're all right!
Hey, you touching my girl?
Quagmire eventually recovers and returns home, but Brenda cheerfully announces that she's happy to be staying. Meanwhile, Jeff behaves like he's being forced to attend a baby shower against his will.
And Jeff and I are happy to stay here with you for as long as you need.
Fine! Then you call my cousin Terry and tell him we're not gonna be at his karate recital.
That night, Quagmire can't sleep because Jeff is yelling at Brenda, blaming her for everything from the rent to, inexplicably, climate change.
Where do you get off calling me a deadbeat in front of your brother?
No, Jeff, all I said was that you were in between jobs.
He even forces her to work at a prison because apparently nothing says I love you like sending your girlfriend to Shawshank to cover your expenses.
Well, it wouldn't matter if you would just pick up that night shift at the prison.
The next morning, Quagmire shows up at Peter's house looking like he just lost a fight with a blender.
Hi, Glenn. How are you?
Not great, Lois. I'm stuck in the middle of some bad stuff with my sister.
He tells Peter about the chaos at home, and Peter, ever the sensitive soul, compares Jeff to an Iraqi lobster.
That Jeff seems like kind of a monster.
Yeah, that guy's scary as an Iraq lobster.
Quagmire begs Lois to talk to Brenda.
I was actually hoping you could talk to her, Lois. She might open up more to you, because you're a woman.
They meet at a coffee shop, where Lois notices Brenda sporting a black eye like it's the latest fall accessory.
Do you mind taking off your sunglasses? Oh my God.
Still, Brenda insists Jeff is actually sweet. Sweet, like a cactus smoothie.
It's really not that bad. It only hurts when I see.
You know, you don't have to stay with a man who treats you that way.
Lois tries to snap her out of denial, explaining that their relationship isn't complicated.
Our relationship is just complicated, that's all.
No, Brenda, it's not complicated.
Quagmire then turns to Joe, the neighborhood police officer, for help.
Oh, the guy's a menace. They've been with me 3 days now, and all he does is beat her day and night.
Joe, flipping through the proverbial rulebook, explains that they can't arrest Jeff.
I can't arrest Jeff unless Brenda files a formal complaint with the police.
Instead, he suggests an intervention, because if reality TV has taught us anything, sitting in a circle and crying solves everything.
Brenda, this is an intervention. A lot of us don't like how Jeff's been treating you, so we're gonna say a few things, and then you'll say a few things, and then we'll be done.
So, the gang stages an intervention. Everyone opens up emotionally, and Quagmire nearly breaks through to Brenda.
Glenn, I am so lucky to have such a wonderful, loving brother like you.
Until Jeff walks in with a bombshell. Brenda is pregnant, and they're getting married. Cue collective panic.
You're getting married?
Yeah, but only 'cause she's pregnant.
Pregnant?
Quagmire suggests a drastic solution, getting rid of Jeff. Joe warns that it's illegal.
We kill a bastard.
Whoa, Quagmire. You know I could arrest you just for saying that.
And Peter adds a completely unrelated legal tidbit about hitting on roosters. Thanks, Peter.
You know what else you can get arrested for? Soliciting a rooster.
I don't know what this cock-a-doodle-doo thing is, but it sounds gay and it sounds scatological.
Before the debate over vigilante justice can continue, Brenda screams again. Jeff's abuse escalates, and even Joe finally agrees something must be done.
Change the channel while I was going to get a beer?
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry, honey. I just wanted to see who was on Letterman.
We're watching Leno, you bitch!
The plan: invite Jeff on the group's annual hunting trip. Jeff agrees immediately, proving just how few brain cells he's operating with.
We were just about to go on our annual midnight hunting trip. We thought you might want to join us.
Yeah, what the hell?
In the woods, the guys drink beer and try not to look suspicious.
You know, Quagmire, I gotta say, I was pretty surprised you wanted me to come along.
Peter nearly blows the plan, of course, but Jeff figures it out anyway.
What the hell are we doing out here? I thought we were gonna kill him.
So, Jeff, do you like loud sentences?
He turns the tables, knocks out Peter and Joe, and drags Quagmire deep into the forest. Villain. Quagmire, ever the resourceful one, tries to buy time with a fistfight. But Jeff, built like a vending machine, overpowers him and begins choking him into unconsciousness. Thinking Quagmire is dead, Jeff walks off to dig a grave. A classic villain mistake. But surprise! Quagmire survives. In a dramatic twist worthy of an action movie, he grabs the car and runs Jeff over, finally ending the reign of Family Guy's most despicable boyfriend. Giggity. Justice served. Number 2. Quagmire almost dies from a Tinder addiction. Quagmire, the self-proclaimed champion of womanizing, finally discovers Tinder in the year 2017. Yes, somehow he's been so busy chasing dates the old-fashioned way that he completely missed an entire decade of digital dating.
What's Tinder?
It's an app for your phone where two strangers can hook up.
When he learns about the app, his eyes light up like a kid discovering candy, or in this case, endless hookups with zero accountability. Thanks to his ever-helpful friends Peter, Joe, and Cleveland, Quagmire gets a crash course in swiping, creating the perfect profile, uploading just the right selfies, and fine-tuning his bio with just enough white lies.
Oh my god, I just got 4 more matches! And a text! She says come over right now.
After a wild first date with a woman named Courtney, who disappears faster than a pizza in Peter's hands, Quagmire looks up at the sky and sincerely thanks modern technology.
My god, this app is amazing! Thank you, cell phone Jesus!
And then, he goes full beast mode. He becomes a relentless swiping machine, dating so many women per day that Guinness calls to ask if he's breaking a world record. Things spiral quickly. At one point, he even ends up with someone or something that may or may not be human. It looks suspiciously like Shrek's distant cousin who lives in the sewer. Weeks pass and his friends start to worry. No phone calls, no golf, no borderline reckless behavior, nothing.
Hey, where's Quagmire? Our tea time's in 20 minutes.
I don't know. I haven't seen much of him since he discovered Tinder.
They finally find him holed up in his house, pale, sunken-eyed, and twitching like a raccoon who just discovered energy drinks. The room smells questionable. Peter tries to talk some sense into him, but Quagmire just mutters, "I don't have friends, only matches."
You gotta stop this. It looks like you haven't left this room in weeks.
No need to leave.
Then, a woman named Heather shows up, clearly also a Tinder veteran. She looks like she has permanent wrist strain from all the swiping.
Are you Glenn within 5 miles? I can take my glass eye out if you want to try something different.
In a desperate intervention, the gang confiscates Quagmire's phone. Peter winces and says, "Wow, Quagmire looks worse than I do after a weekend in Daytona."
Yeah, no kidding. Quagmire's in bad shape. He looks worse than I did after that day at the beach.
Quagmire immediately spirals, and in a scene that screams rock bottom, he tries to swipe right on a microwave.
Swipe, 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 come on, I'm not getting any matches.
That's when the crew stages a full-blown musical PSA. Yes, Broadway style.
There was a time when you'd be more selective, when you were horny and feeling erective.
Highlighting Tinder's dark side, STDs, bizarre dating experiences, and soul-crushing loneliness.
Gonorrhea, HPV, you will catch a...
Quagmire stands up, claps once, and growls, "Not quitting Tinder."
You guys can just forget it. I'm not quitting Tinder.
Before storming out like a rebellious teenager, time for Plan B. The guys decide to hire a woman to pretend to fall in love with him, hoping to reconnect him with the idea of genuine human connection. Surprisingly, it works. A mysterious woman shows up, flirts with him and Quagmire, now caught between virtual infatuation and what seems like a real-life romance, chooses her.
Come on, Quagmire, this is a real girl right in front of you. Just pick her up and take her home. You don't need your phone.
He whisks her off to a hotel thinking he's finally returning to normal.
All right.
Well, looks like Quagmire's back.
Plot twist, she's not the woman they hired. She's an assassin on the run.
Hi, I'm that prostitute you guys hired to seduce your friend.
Oh boy. Well, deal's off. He's dead.
Yes, Quagmire got catfished by the evil twin of John Wick. And the woman they did hire, she switched careers. She's now a soccer goalie. Number 1. Infectious insanity. It was Halloween, the spookiest night of the year. Unless you're Quagmire, in which case it was the most traumatizing.
Peter, what's with all the eggs? Oh, well, every Halloween, me, Joe, and Quagmire do this thing where one of us is it.
Joe and Peter decided to prank him the old-fashioned way. But they didn't stop there. Joe went full Oscar-worthy disguise mode and catfished Quagmire.
It was good for me, too.
Understandably, he switched into full DEFCON 1 defense mode.
Hey, get away! Just get away from me, Peter!
But Peter and Joe weren't done. They returned, armed with a hypodermic needle filled with every disease known to modern science.
Ha! Hepatitis C!
Joke's on you, I already got it.
Meningitis!
I'm a carrier.
Gonorrhea!
Patient 0. You're gonna have to do better than that.
Not to be outdone, Peter decided his prank wouldn't end in failure, so what did he do?
All right, what this is has no name, so you can't have it.
He let it bite Quagmire, and the result? Quagmire swelled up like a human balloon animal and collapsed.
We got him.
Halloween is fun.
Quagmire pretended everything was fine, smiling, laughing, and secretly plotting revenge like a Bond villain with a pilot's license.
Yeah, you were a good sport this year, Quagmire.
Ah, well, you know, Peter, it's all in good fun, right? You know, my grandfather used to have a saying.
Sitting casually on Peter's lawn with a beer, he brought up his Japanese grandfather.
My grandfather was a pilot for the Imperial Air Force during World War II. Flew a kamikaze mission in the Battle of Midway. He's part of the reason I became a pilot.
Later, Quagmire and Peter invited Joe to join them for drinks, but Joe was on patrol. Peter, being the king of impulsive ideas, suggested they tag along.
Joe, what are you doing? I thought we were gonna go to the Clam and get wasted.
I can't. I'm on duty tonight. And Halloween's gotta be the worst night of the year to be a cop.
Hesitated, remembering the time he got lost in a grocery store.
Well, didn't you get lost in the grocery store last week?
Peter, ever the prankster, once pretended to lose Lois just so he could hear her name over the loudspeaker.
Will Lois Griffin please come to the courtesy booth? We have a little gift for you.
I'm Lois. Oh, for God's sakes, Peter.
Eventually, Joe gave in. Bros before patrol codes, after all.
Ugly bitches!
Moo!
Things were about to get very Japanese. A domestic disturbance broke out nearby. Joe told Peter and Quagmire to stay in the car.
I'm on my way. All right, you guys, these domestic dispute situations can get pretty dicey, so I need you to stay in the car, okay? No joking around.
Naturally, they didn't. Peter even blasted goofy music as Joe tried to mediate the situation like a cop in a slapstick comedy. After the chaotic night, Quagmire led them to the Air Force Cemetery.
Oh, it's good to finally be off duty.
Wow, I never knew about this place, Quagmire.
Yeah, this is the Air Force graveyard.
A quiet, solemn place, and the perfect setting for payback.
You guys want to go for a ride?
Sure.
Hell yeah!
At first, it felt like a historical Disney ride. Then, Quagmire flipped the revenge switch.
Whoa, Quahog looks beautiful from up here.
Yeah, this thing handles pretty smooth, doesn't it? Feels right.
He took off and dove toward the docks at terrifying speed.
Grandfather's Japanese blood coursing through my veins.
Quagmire, completely serious, began monologuing like an anime villain. He
You know what they call this in my country?
What?
Payback!
Just as they were about to turn Pearl Harbor into Panic in the Harbor, Quagmire pulled up, leveled the plane, and calmly said,
Pranks on you, assholes! I'm not Japanese!
You're not?
No! That was for making me have sex with Joe, you sons of bitches!
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe to Quahog Guys for more Family Guy content.